This is a demo of visible connections on the web. Let's take a look at a few examples. First example, the Wikipedia page on Napoleon connected to maps. As you read the article, you can click any place name and instantly see it on the map. Second example, the Histories by Herodotus. Here we also have map connections, and we can even browse the footnotes in a separate document. Third example, the book Famous Men of the Middle Ages. In this case, the table of contents lives in its own document. I can click any chapter, and the book scrolls right to that section. In this example, the main document is connected to a page from another site. When you hover over the title of that secondary page, you'll see its URL. And if you click it, you'll jump straight to the original page. Here's another example of connecting to an external site. I talk about URL schemes and mention that it's generally considered bad practice to create them without a good reason. So instead of linking just to the page that discusses this, I link to a specific range of text on that page. In fact, I use two separate links like that. And of course, you can always open those original pages to read the full documents. So, how do visible connections actually work? I propose three new web page formats: HDoc, hypertext document, CDoc, collage document, and ConDoc, connections document. All of them can include visible connections to any number of pages. The target pages can be these new formats, or they can be regular HTML pages with parsing rules included in their URLs. So, if you want to create a document with visible connections, all you need to do is format it correctly and publish it on your site as a standalone file. There's also a way to bring this functionality to existing pages. For that, you use an embedded HDoc. If you run a WordPress site, just install the Static Web Publisher plugin. It marks the page content with a special class and includes additional information that lets client apps construct an HDoc locally. Essentially, your pages become shapeshifters. They look normal for most visitors, but for users of the Visible Connections extension, they behave like HDocs. And when you edit them, you'll see options to add visible connections. With condocs, you can also reference the main document that may be published elsewhere. And if you want, you can even connect two documents that aren't yours. On this page, if you check the source code, you'll see that the condoc has no content of its own. Instead, it references a page on Wikipedia and defines connections to another document that happens to be on my site. Now, here's how to use the extension. When you open a page that supports the new data formats, you'll see the new layout instead of the original page. On the right, there's an info button showing the number of connected documents. At first, nothing is connected. You can download the related documents in several ways. You can open the info panel and click the download buttons one by one. You can just read the main document and click a highlight, which also downloads it. Or you can click this button to download everything at once. By default, the extension asks for confirmation before downloading pages from other websites. You can turn that off in the settings. In the settings, you can also choose the style of the visible connections, thin or thick. You'll also find some useful links here. This is where you can browse materials that already use visible connections. And I invite you to create your own materials, publish them on your website, and send me the links so I can feature them as well. To learn more about the project, visit my website and YouTube channel.